We are listener supported. 91.5's KUNV HD1, broadcasting from Greenspun Hall on the campus of UNLV, right here in the City of Lights, the undisputed entertainment capital of the world, ladies and gentlemen. We are Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. You can find us at 91.5 on the FM dial, and we stream around the world and into the cosmos at kunv.org. I am pre-recording tonight's show, and got a good one planned for you. I'm going to play night one of Phish's Halloween run that they did for us at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. We'll talk more about that as we get along, but starting the evening out with two very long tracks from the Grateful Dead, and I'm just going to tell you about them right now. Both of these tracks recorded on April 24th, 1972 at Rheinhallen in Dusseldorf, Germany on the infamous Grateful Dead's 1972 Europe tour. We're going to hear Dark Star and Good Lovin', Dark Star lasting about 26 minutes and the Good Lovin' lasting a little over 18 minutes. So this will take us to the Phish concert, which I will have much more to talk about at that time. So what you need to do now is sit back, relax, get yourself comfortable, get what you need with you, and get who you need with you, because, yes, it is once again time to take the ride through the techno-organic grooves, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. My name is George Lyons, and for the next 4 hours, you, ladies and gentlemen, are in the Lyons Den. It's time for you to turn it up.
which tell us from the accent. Searchlight casting for faults in the clouds of delusion. Shall we go? You and I, while we can. The transcendental nightfall of dynamite.
Ihr sollt von unserer Lautsprecher hinweg sofort, vielleicht ins Balkon oder sowas. Es ist gefährlich. You people that are standing over there by the PA system, move your butts upstairs, please.
baby, squeeze me tight. Don't you want your daddy just to be alright? I said, baby, baby, that's for sure. Baby, I got the fever, baby, yeah. You got the cure, baby, yeah. She said, hey, baby, yeah. Yes, you do, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All I need, all I need, ow! All I need is love. Well, in the morning, baby, then in the evening, one more time. That's all I need. All right. Early in the morning, that's all I need. Late in the evening, that's all I need. I just a little bit of love, a little bit of loving. Down the hall, up against the wall. Down the hall, up against the wall. Down the hall, up against the wall. That's all I need now. Yes, yes. I feel pretty good in the afternoon. I feel pretty good in the evening too. You need the shining moon, I need your love. You know I do, baby. Raise on up your right hand, turn on over, 'cause I'm your man. I just a little bit slow, I walk slow. You got to start out walking. I walk a little slow. That's all I need. Ease on up, just a little bit higher. Ease on up, shift your gear. Now you're just a coasting, baby. You just coasting. You just coasting, child. You just coasting. You just coasting, child. Chiffon up for just a little bit. Chiffon up. Rail on up now, baby. Turn around. I ain't done riding. Baby, I wanna ride in town. Yes, I do. I wanna be a chauffeur and ride your limousine. Be a chauffeur, ride your limousine. Let me jump in the seat, get behind your steering wheel. Let me jump up in your seat and get behind your steering wheel. I just wanna see now, baby. I wanna show you how a driver feel. Wanna show you how a driver feel. Oh yes I do. Yes I do, no, no, no. Yes I do. I wanna tell all you boys some more things about them chicks and the women here. You can be out all night for they creep. Come home in the evening, gonna get your sleep. You're coming home, baby, to call your name. Nothing else you could do She called it so sweet and plain, yes you do. She called it so sweet and plain. Call it so sweet and plain. Call it sweet and plain. Yes, she can call me. Yes, she can call me. Every time she call me, she call my name, it's a little bit louder. Call me daddy, she call me daddy sometimes. Call me daddy, yes she do. And I asked my sweet little girl, I said, baby, why don't you just raise on up a little bit? Dip your left shoulder. Dip your left shoulder and turn on over, cause it made me feel so nice. And let me jump up on your saddle and ride. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need. And sometimes you call me early in the morning. I can hear a voice way down the hall. She called me daddy. Come over this way now. You know she got a leg up against the wall. She said, come on home. There ain't nothing else I can do. She said, come on home now, daddy. I'm fit to satisfy you. Sometimes I think I begin to get good. I can feel just like a good man should. What make you think every time I go for one of them old jive tricks. But when things begin to get good, I can hear my baby calling me the way she should. I can hear her all the way up and down the hall. Come here, daddy. She got her leg up against the wall. 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 That's the kind of stuff that makes me feel just like a natural born man. Kind of make me feel, and I hope that the women will understand. I may need a little bit of love, got to get down home sometime. Got to need a little food to keep on going, keep from crying. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Please now. Please now. Remember me. Please now. Remember me. Please now. Remember me when I'm gone. Remember me when I'm gone. Remember me when I'm gone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Remember me when I'm gone. Yeah, yeah. Remember me when I'm gone. I was feeling so bad. I asked my family doctor about what I had. I said, doctor, Mr. MD, can you tell me what's ailing me? And he said, hey, I know he do. All I need is love. Good in the morning, baby. Then in the evening, one more time. Come on, baby, squeeze me tight. Don't you want your daddy just to be alright? I said, baby, that's for sure. Baby, yeah. I got the fever, baby, yeah. You got the cure, baby, yeah. And she said, hey, yes you did. All I need, ow! What I need is love. Right in the morning, baby, then in the evening, one more time. It's all I need. It's all I need. Thank you.
Nothing like Pigpen, huh? Ron Pigpen McKernan with the Grateful Dead, ladies and gentlemen. Recorded on April 24th, 1972 at the Rheinhallen in Dusseldorf, Germany. This is found on the Grateful Dead's release, Rockin' the Rhine. We'll be back very shortly with a lot more music. God bless the Grateful Dead. You're in the Lyons Den. Turn it up. All right, everybody. What I'm going to do tonight is play night number 1, which was recorded on the 28th of October, 2016. That was a Friday night. at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And all 4 of the shows were just incredible. It's hard for me to say which one was my favorite. I think that each show had its moments. I don't know. Night 1 was a really great show, but everyone was so excited for Phish being back in town. Let's get straight into it. Here is Phish, once again, set number 1 from October 28th, 2016. And happened at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is going to take us all the way to the end of the show, so get your Phish on. Get them gills flapping. I'm George Lyons, make no mistake about it. You are in the Lyons Den. Enjoy the set and turn it up.
You have been selected as the first astronaut to explore the planet Mars. The countdown is progressing, and your spaceship is about to blast off on its voyage of discovery. Because of the incredible speed of your rocket, your trip is short. 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 Surface of Mars, you are greeted by a hungry, welcoming community. Blast off. Your spaceship is about to blast off. Your spaceship is about to blast off. Your spaceship is about to blast off. Because of the incredible speed of your rocket, your trip is short. 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 Your trip is short.
to all the elements, while inside all is clear. But if you hold a mirror and you turn it to one side, the depth you see within at first will find a place to hide. We are the no man, no man's land. faces that seem oh so kind. And sleep all day and ease your mind. At night they softly pad alone and look to steal things that you own. So now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord that I might keep my soul for one more night or two, and hope the creatures never do. She had, you know it seems, brown hair that flowed down behind. I saw it all, you know I was so blind. We wound up on her side of town, bright lights and loud music all around. I gazed into her eyes and she in mine. She had me in a trance, it was so fine. Now I cry, cry, cry. I can't get over her, though I tried. I'm blue, blue, blue. Should've known she never could be true. For very long, I found a house the neighbors said you're wrong. The girl you seek don't live here anymore. Oh no, the pain that was in store. Now all I have is a picture in a frame. She disappeared the same way she came. She made a wreck of me and I find she's outside but always on my mind. Now I cry, cry, cry. Can't get over her, though I tried. I'm blue, blue, blue. Should've known she never could. cigar and a shovel of tar in the clear of a turnpike terrain. He's got only one hope and he wants to roll. This highway chill is driving him insane. We gotta get on the road, our destiny unbound. She's the one for me. We gotta get out of town. We gotta get on the road, destiny unbound. She's the one for me. We gotta get out of town. Highway chills is a daffodil with a cactus sense of pride. At the wheel of a tractor, she was quite back to when the road rush started to slide. She saw Bill drop a shovel on a pile of gravel as he climbed up out of his ditch. And she was wonderstruck when he burned in a truck and he said, I've been having this everlasting itch. We gotta get on the road, destiny unbound. You're the one for me. We gotta get out of town. We gotta get on the road, destiny unbound. You're the one for me. We gotta get out of town. She started the ignition and without permission, the two of them flew down the dusty road. But the road wasn't finished, the pavement diminished. They soared off the edge and they plunged in the sun. She said there isn't even any road, our destiny was bound. We were the ones from us, down in the ground. The shoulder that I leaned on was carved out of stone. But when I'm done freezing, I wanna be alone. Cliffside push,
never turn my brain to mush.
Always give me what I lack.
Always take the best parts back.
Always recognize your fate.
Always just a moment late.
Left is where I always turn.
Left is how I'm forced to learn.
At the route my walking takes.
Left alone with my mistakes.
Up against a person who,
up till now I never knew.
Up from hell the answer blue. Up and down it's up to you. Drop me off the Chinese wall. My fingers off the rim. I come unglued while in midair and land to reform. Live by, 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 live by. Lingering slowly, melting away. Tossed with the salad and baled with the hay. Cooling like water that drips from above. Trampled by lambs and pecked by the doves. Silence is suddenly smothering me. Nothing I touch and nothing I see possesses a pulse so is fit to be seen. If I am a drone, then where is my queen? Drive me off the Chinese wall and peel my fingers off the rim. I come unglued while in midair and land to reform. Live.
to belong, running around this place. My theory was to head home before dawn, or end up without a space. My future was some merry-go-round on horses that learned to fly. My problem was I'd barely slow down, found myself back at my home, rest assured and alive, unobscured. I toss away some days at a time into the folder now. Ain't feeling it, stop stealing my lines over and over now. Outstanding with both hands in the night, looking for local life. Years older, I resist and refine all that I can when I'm home, rest assured and alive, unobscured. Wide open door while I hide by the shore. My feelings are best left to the side. When first I get off the road, I wish I had more time to unwind, but I haven't cracked that code. My history I tend to revise with chapters upon the floor. I tell myself that I'm part of a tribe and that I've been here before. Home, rest assured and alive, unobscured. High by the shore, while outside of my door.
to get out of this mess. The time that you came and the day that you left. Could have had a chance. Could have had a chance. Never thought I could make it this far. With a pain in my soul and a hole in my heart. Never thought I could. Never thought I could. But when the lights are turning round, the wheels are rolling on the ground. That day I burn this whole place down when the circus comes to town. Carve your name out on that tree. Scratch mine out right in front of me. It didn't mean that much. It didn't mean that much. But when the lights are turning round, the wheels are rolling on the ground. The day I burn this whole place down when the circus comes to town. When the circus comes. Your name out on that tree. Scratch mine out right in front of me. It didn't mean that much. It didn't mean that much. But when the lights are turning round, the wheels are rolling on the ground. The day I down when the circus comes to town. When the circus comes. There is the tower, like a solitary flower, standing in the snow as the wolves all wait below. And you're walking across the ledge, throwing bread crust off the edge, as you're singing a voice so clear, and my name I think I hear, concealed within the theme. Then it disappears as steam. And I'm standing far below, watching wolves you seem to know, as your voice still carries on in your never-ending song. And my blood begins to boil, bones melt into oil, hissing liquid in the snow as my body waits below. A ripple sends a beam of sunlight dancing through the steam. My now unfettered soul has direction I control. To your tower I draw near, but do I see a trace of fear? The approaching sound of hooves now scatters all the wolves. You briefly watch the horsemen ride, then you quickly run inside. The riders' weapons gleam, and the horses' nostrils steam. There's no time to reflect. Who is this man? I must protect you. In the rider's hands I see, he holds your prison's only key. He glances up and glares, then he starts to climb the stairs. I can see you're terrified, so you quickly go inside. Then I hear a fateful scream as your soul joins mine as steam. the dreadful night, and as lovers soared in flight, blissful weeks turned into seasons. Then one day, without a reason, oh goodbye, you flew below, back to animals you know. Now you forever sing your song with the wolves where you belong. But alone I often dream I hear you singing in the steam.
It's the ocean flowing in our veins. That it's the salt that's in our tears. That we could have come so very far. Ain't at least as many years. Take the highway to the grave. Divide. Take the highway to the grave. Divide. I'm building
drag them from the mountaintop. You'll need a two-car garage, 'cause it's the ocean flowing in our veins. 'Cause it's the salt that's in our tears. 'Cause we could have come so very far in at least as many years. Take the highway to the great divide. Take the highway to the great divide. 'Cause it's the ocean flowing in our veins. 'Cause it's the salt that's in our tears. 'Cause we could have come so very far in at least as many years. Take the highway to the great divide. Take the highway to the great divide. Take the highway to the great divide. Take the highway to the great Your time is near, the mission's clear. It's later than we think. Before you slip into the night, you'll want something to drink. Steal away before the dawn and bring us back good news. You tread in primal suit, please wipe it from your shoe. Just then a porthole pirate scourged the evening with his cry, and sanctuary bugs deprived a monkey of his sty. A dust arose and caught my nose before I could blink twice. Despite this cut that bubbled up, I gave some last advice. The flesh from Satan's dogs will make the rudiments of gruel. Deduct the carrots from your pain, you worthless sloppy fool. Fields and fen and swimming in the mire. The septic maidens gargle too, demented me with fire. I drifted where the current shows and float upon my back. And if perchance a newt slime by, I'd stuff it in my sack. Soon I felt a bubble form somewhere below my skin. But with handy spine of hedgehog, I removed the force within. Susie then removed her mask and caused a mighty stir. The angry mob responded, taking turns at grabbing her. The foggy caverns, musty grime, appeared within my palm. I scratched before to scrape it off with deadly icy. Taken Sue and used her like a rag to mop the slime from where the slug had slithered with the bag. In summing up, the moral seems a little bit obscure. Give the director a serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector, a cushion convector, a picture of nectar, a viral dissector, a hormone collector. Give the director a serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector, a cushion convector, a picture of nectar, a viral dissector. A serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector, sheet convector, a picture of nectar, a viral scepter, a hormone collector. Whatever you do, take care of your shoe. a sound. And when it fell, you caught my heart before it hit the ground. And if you ever need the names of those you couldn't save, you'll find them on the walls of the cave. You'll find them on the walls of the cave. Look at me, the time stands still. The mountain here is now a hill. Look away. Look away. The time goes past. These rocks will fall away at last. Look away. Maybe you will see it as you're passing by alone. Below the moss forgotten, where some words adorn a stone. There might have been an etching on the marker of a grave, or maybe on the walls of the cave. Listen to the silent trees. Still your words float on the breeze. Make your way. I've seen them all. Called me to the cavern wall. Listen to the silent trees. Listen to the silent trees.
Your trip is short. Set number 1 from Phish, recorded live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The first night of the 4-night run, that was set number 1 from October 28th, 2016, which of course was Friday night. They did 4 full nights for us, ending on Halloween. If you missed the intro, started off that set of music with Martian Monster, which is an excerpt off of the musical costume that they pulled for us 2 years ago, the thrilling, chilling sounds of the Haunted House, the Disney soundtrack album from 1964. And everybody really has enjoyed that song since they played it because of course, the catchphrase, your trip is short. Yes, your trip is short. Martian Monster into No Man in No Man's Land with the San Jose Tease by Trey. Dog Stole Things, Beauty of My Dreams followed that. It's a Del McCoury cover. This was the first time they'd performed this since New Year's 2010. That would be December 31st, 2010. From Beauty of My Dreams, it took us into Destiny Unbound, Limb by Limb, Home, When the Circus Comes to Town, When the Circus Comes to Town. It's the Los Lobos cover. Steam, The Wedge, Cavern, and a crushing Walls of the Cave to finish off that first set. Really an incredibly well-played first set by Phish, and we knew after seeing that first set that we were in store for 4 solid nights of Phish ripping our face off. So, with that being said, it's time to jump into the second set. I am not in the studio, so if you want to get in touch with me, Facebook is the best way. I am George Ove Lyons on Facebook. The Lyons Den radio show has its own page. Please like the Lyons Den radio show page and like KUNV's page. We have our own page for KUNV, so check them all out, and we like to hear from our listeners. So anything that you have to say, the best way to do it is through Facebook at this point, because I am not in the studio recording this at home for you. Let's jump into the second set. Here's Phish. Set number 2 from Friday night, October 28th, 2016 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're broadcasting from Greenspun Hall, right here on the campus of UNLV. We are listener-supported 91.5 KUNV, HD1 in the City of Lights, the undisputed entertainment capital of the world, ladies and gentlemen. We are Las Vegas, Nevada. Enjoy the second set. You're in the Lyons Den. You know what to do. Turn it up.
Heartbeat sounding, ricocheting in their cage. Thought I'd lose my balance when the ground's bouncing sway. And all this violence, all this goes away. And the vibes that rise like fireflies illuminate our play. Some light being pulled you up from night's party, said clap your hands if you think your soul is free. And the silence was astounding, said the oh Lord mercy me. And oh, you can't stop what's coming up, never gonna stop, gonna fill you up. Oh, it's gonna drop, gonna fill your cup. Oh, it's gonna drop, the age of miracle, the age of sound. There's a golden age coming round, coming round, coming round. Give it up instead of grabbing for decay. What we viewed as gold, I believe pollutes this space, and its grace ascending like a snake up your tree of your happy ending, understanding all you're supposed to be. Let it move right in, let it kiss your face, let it sow your skin in perpetual embrace. Like I said, love's light is laughter, like the sun spitting happiness into the hereafter. Oh, here it comes like a natural disaster. Oh, blowing up like a ghetto blaster. Oh, here it comes, bring it faster. Oh, here it comes, the age of miracle, age of sound. growing brighter now. I see the future is less and less there, and the past has vanished in the air. And fending off fears and heeding the call, and finally waiting for nothing at all. I can't see the light between me and my mind. I can feel memories fall behind, and the light is growing brighter now. And the light is growing brighter now. It takes a few moments of whirling around till your feet finally leave the ground. And fending off fears and heeding the call, and finally waiting for nothing at all. I can't see the light between me and my mind. I can feel memories fall behind, my breath for a minute or so. 5 days without food is as long as I'll go. I didn't sleep once for 4 days and 3 nights. I once didn't stop for 7 red lights. I've jumped into water that's 50 degrees. I've rode in a kayak in 30-foot seas. I stayed in the woods for a week with a knife. A flint when I lost it really cost me my life. 20 years later, I'm still upside down.
It's a small world, but it's turning real fast.
You're upside down.
It's a new day, but the morning has passed.
Turned upside
It's a
down.
short road, but the mountains are
Land
tall.
upside
It's a
down.
small world, but we all start out small.
I hurtle through air though I feel I'm alone. I stick with the others to the skin of the stone. I stop for a stranger just to give him a lift. I cling like a lizard to the side of a cliff. I treat every minute like an hour and then it seems like a year has just flashed by again. We build a foundation, but where do we stand when all air is water and all water is land? 20 years later, I'm still upside down.
Small world, but it's turning real fast.
You're upside down.
But the morning has passed.
Land upside
It's a
down.
short road, but the mountains are
Turned
tall.
upside down.
But we all start out small.
Feel it turning in circles and you're never the same again. Spin slowly while sounds cascade and decay. I'm here upside down.
But it's turning real
Turned
fast.
upside down.
It's a new day, but the morning has passed.
Land upside down.
It's a short road, but the mountains are
Turned
tall.
upside
It's a
down.
small world, but we all start out small.
You got one life, blaze on, Leo. The storm is passing through. Lay down your sticks and stones. The struggle's over now. We're all just said, I keep within my reach. Tried yesterday to get away and hitchhike to the beach. I saw Satan on the beach trying to catch a ray. He wasn't quite the speed of light and the squirming coil. It got away. Yeah, it got away. It got away. Yeah, it got away. It got away. Yeah, it got away.
The woman was a dream I had, though rather hard to keep. For when my eyes were watching hers, they closed, and I was still asleep. For when my hand was holding hers, she whispered words and I awoke. And faintly bouncing round the room, the echo of whomever spoke. And I awoke, and faintly bouncing round the room, the echo of whomever spoke. The place I sought was far beneath the surface of the sea. My sight was poor, but I was sure the sirens sang this song for me. They dance above me as I sink. I see them through a crystal haze, and hear their sweet sound bouncing round the never-ending choral maze. The crystal haze, and hear the bouncing round the room, the never-ending choral maze. Then before and now once more, I'm bouncing round the room. Time in, and once again I'm bouncing round the room. I'm time in, and once again I'm bouncing round the room. I'm time in, and once again I'm bouncing round the room. I'm time in, and once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. Once again and I awoke. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room. The echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. The echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly bouncing round the room, bouncing round the room. The echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing. That time faintly bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. And I awoke. That time faintly once again I'm bouncing round the room. Echo of that time faintly once again I'm. That time faintly once again I'm bouncing round the room. Echo of whomever spoke. Once again I'm bouncing round the room. That time faintly once again I'm bouncing round the room. The echo of that time faintly once again I'm bouncing round. He smiles towering in shiny metallic purple armor. Queen jealousy, envy waits behind him. Her fiery green gown sneers at the grassy ground. Blue are the life-giving waters taken for granted. They quietly understand. Once happy turquoise armies lay opposite ready, but wonder why the fight is on. But they're all bold as love. They're all bold as love. They're all bold as love. Just as the axis So confident he flashes trophies of war and ribbons of euphoria. Orange is young, full of daring, but very unsteady for the first go round. Yellow in this case is not so mellow. In fact, I'm trying to say it's just like me. All these emotions of mine keep holding from giving my life to a rainbow like you. But I'm bold as love. I am bold as love. I'm
Phish, ladies and gentlemen. Recorded live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. That was set number 2 from Friday night, night number 1 of the 4-night run. Recorded on October 28th, 2016. Just a ripping second set. Started off with a track that, when they busted into it, I knew immediately what it was because I had actually played this on the Lyons Den, I don't know, a couple of months previous. But Phish did a album with The Dude of Life back in, I can't remember what year it was. I think late 80s, early 90s, whenever it was. But the Dude of Life album has a song on it called Crimes of the Mind, which I always thought was just a great track, and I played that track here on the Lyons Den. They opened the second set with Crimes of the Mind, which was the first time that they have played this since the 29th of November 2009, and a track that they don't play actually very often. So I thought that was really cool. From Crimes of the Mind into Golden Age, with a sand tease thrown in there by Trey. Simple, which just blew the place up. I mean, when they busted into Simple, that was pretty much the first really big peak of the weekend, I think. But the whole weekend was just a big peak, I think. Yeah, just a crushing Simple into Light. 20 years later, Blaze On, The Squirming Coil to end the set, and the 2 encores were Bouncing Around the Room, which was just fantastic, and of course the Jimi Hendrix Experience cover, Bold as Love. And just an amazing night 1 with Phish at the MGM Grand Garden Arena here for the Halloween run, and couldn't have been happier. And I know that everybody was really stoked with what was going on night 1. I remember walking out saying, we're going to see 7 more sets, including the Halloween set. So, I mean, it was 9 full sets of Phish over 4 days, and I got to say, night 1 was a crusher. So for the last 4 hours, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Lyons Den. My name is George Lyons, and it is my distinct pleasure to bring this music to you every Sunday from 4 to 8 p.m. Get out and see some live music this week. It's in fact good for your mind, body, and soul. Any place that live music's being played, I consider it the church of music. I go there to worship the sweet sounds. You can too. Just follow your ears. No such thing as bad music. Like I like to say, music is the healing force, ladies and gentlemen. It is the international language. It's what makes us feel better. Don't need words, just need the music. Share the music that you're digging with your friends and check out what they're digging and open your head up to more music. It's a good thing. So, like I said, thanks for tuning in tonight. From Las Vegas world, wherever it is, whenever it is, and however it is that you're tuned in. Like I like to tell you every Sunday right about this time, and that is that you take care of your brothers and your sisters, but most of all, gosh darn it, you take care of yourself, because there ain't nobody else out there that's going to do it for you. Have yourself a great week, and we'll see you back on the radio next Sunday. Thanks for listening, and good night.